What's up, guys? Today I'm going to show you my production on Somebody to Talk to by Elli Moore. It's a song that... What are you doing here?
I heard my name, so I just showed up to give you my love.
So that was Elli Moore, and now I'm going to break down the production that I did on this song. Now, and this is music industry for you. We wrote the song about 2 years ago. We wrote it with another artist, a really wonderful artist from Germany. Her name is Leonie. You guys should check her out. But we wrote it originally for her project in mind. And, you know, 2 years later, Elli's releasing it. We love the song, but I feel like some of this production is going to be as much of a surprise to me as it is to you guys. So let's dive in. Okay, so the main sound, it's actually created by these 3 tracks right here. I'm going to solo them. As you can see, we have a bass kind of doing this, do, do, do. And then we have a pluck on top of it doing the other pattern. Now, this plug was made with a plugin called Chromophone, which is kind of like an underrated, really dope plugin. So it's got mallets, different percussion, chimes and bells, plucked strings, just a lot of organic-y kind of sounds. Really, really nice. And the sound underneath it, the bass sound, it's actually an 808 tom, believe it or not, with some reverb and some EQ on it. It's very interesting how you can adjust different sounds, because this is just a little tom from Splice, and I even have another layer of it underneath with some of the top attack rolled off and just more verb and EQ, and it's just creating a little bit more of that washy kind of quality. So as you can tell, the song is heavily influenced by Phil Collins. So drawing from that inspiration, woohoo, Tarzan. Drawing from the inspiration, I'm using a lot of that kind of tropical inspired instrumentation. So we've got little bongos, again with reverb, they're panning a little bit. We've got flute. Just little samples I got from Splice.
I like the bed to myself. Nobody's stealing covers. I drink my tea by myself.
Okay, so what this is a doubler from Waves. It just creates that wonderful 80s effect. I use this on a lot of things for a lot of different reasons, but this is one of my favorite effects. And I've got the S1 from Waves narrowing the image, because otherwise it's really widely spread.
No, I don't need a hand to hold tight. Don't need a love that's all mine.
So right there in the vocal processing, we've got a little bit of extra delay. So I have this delay going on underneath the track. Replica by Native Instruments. It's one of my favorite delays. It's really, really nice on the voice. I've got a bit of tremolator going on it as well, just to add a little bit of like pulse to it. And this is it soloed. So now I just add a little bit more of that volume wise just in the pre-chorus.
That's all mine, but sometimes I just want somebody to talk to.
A couple of things about that moment. I just want somebody to, that part, everything drops out as far as verb and as far as delay. The vocal is a bone dry. Listen.
I just want somebody to talk to.
And then it opens up and it gets big and it adds the delay and the verb back in. So these chords right here, I have them printed down, but I remember how I made them. It's from Serum. It's really not seriously affected. I think it's pretty much the way the sample came in Serum. So, and just this rhythm, I think, is what really makes this part. It's not necessarily the sound of it. It's just the way it goes against the beat and creates that kind of like, I don't know, a whooshy kind of feeling. Feels good, makes you want to kind of bounce around a little bit. And it's just a very highly pitched pluck from Serum with a little bit of Valhalla on it. This is a really good trick. So I took some powerful chords, some kind of sawtoothy type synths, and I've reversed them and cut them up. So, and that adds a lot of momentum to the track. And that's a very important feeling for this track, is that kind of like build up and release, build up and release. So that's what that does. Generally, reverses are great for that. The kick is really chill on this. If you look at this pattern, it does not happen even every bar. Bar 1, just one kick on the first beat. Bar 2, nothing. Bar 3, we've got the bum, bum, bum kind of rhythm. Again, that's what creates the tension and release feel of this chorus. It's the fact that you're thinking the kick is going to go there, and it does not. Second pre-chorus, I've added some more congas. Again, keeping things relatively organic.
Wanna have somebody that's cool. I wanna have somebody that's cool.
So this bridge is definitely giving us an 80s moment. Now, I'm usually pretty deliberate about how I approach parts. I try to think, okay, what's the overall vibe and how do we create it? I specifically wanted this to be very, very 80s. So we've got drum box percussion. You know, it's like one of those old keyboards where you press a button and you hear that and you're like, oh, cool, I'm gonna write a song. So specifically using that sound. In the second half of the bridge, we've got the bass on an 8th note pattern doing this. It's a Diva bass, which Diva is a fantastic plugin for anything 80s related. Then we've got, again, a Diva, kind of a really chill pad. It sounds pretty 80s to me. I've got a vocoder going on in these. Let's see, what did I use? I was just more vocoder. This is before I had vocal synth. It's a good vocoder plugin. Vocal synth is better. I'll show you guys that some other time. So let's actually jump to the repetition of that part, because the outro of the song where the bridge happens again and some new vocals come in, that is my favorite part.
I wanna have somebody that's cool. I wanna have somebody.
So these parts right here are my favorite. I wish the whole song was honestly this moment. So we did these vocal pads towards the end, which I sort of wish were like throughout the whole song, because they are so great. And not just because I sang them. I just love the harmony. So this is what they're doing, and I will play this to you guys with the lead melody and no instruments, just so you can hear it.
Have somebody that's cool. I wanna have somebody that's cool. I wanna have somebody that's cool.
Okay, I love those BGVs. So we've got just the pedaling note, and then on top of it we have that kind of melody. Anyway, it's really, really fun. You know, if you guys are producing with singers that are harmonically trained, try to get them to do things like that, because you could do this with pads and things, but you know, a voice is an incredible instrument, and there's a lot you can do by layering different parts. Hopefully this was helpful, and I will see you guys next time.